So today we're checking out the Sennheiser AVX wireless lavalier system, and I'm pretty excited to add this to my arsenal. Usually when we're in studio at home shooting or something like that, I'll probably still prefer to talk to my Rode VideoMic Pro so I don't have to have any cables going down my shirt. But this is gonna be a great piece of equipment since I am getting into professional video work. I'm doing weddings, I'm doing professional video shooting for different companies. So having a wireless lavalier system is super handy. And after all my research, this is the one I chose. And today we're gonna compare it to the Rode VideoMic Pro as well, since that is the main piece of audio gear that I'm currently using. So make sure you stick around to the end. I want to test out the sound quality as well as distance between microphones between using the Rode VideoMic Pro as well as using this guy. So let's just get into the box. Gosh, when you are filming, it gets hot. Okay, let's do this. All right, so just going over it real quick. Inside we get a carrying case. We have our transmitter, which is nice and small, super sleek. We have our receiver, which is even smaller, has an XLR port, no 3.5 port. But what's cool about that is Sennheiser actually includes the adapter, XLR to 3.5 jack, which is awesome. They have this little accessory that is extremely handy, don't lose this. This has a little belt clip. It also has a cold shoe right here for you to put your receiver onto, just like that. You get a little wall brick, USB wall brick. Of course, here's your ME2 wireless lavalier microphone. It also has a locking mechanism on the port, which is really nice. Here's your little lavalier shirt clip, a pop filter, and last but not least, a micro USB cable. These are all the things that you get inside the box. So you're probably wondering to yourself, Jerry, this is the Sennheiser AVX wireless lavalier system, but I know they have multiple different combo packs or versions. So I have here the ME2 set, which has the slightly older model lavalier microphone, but that is no issue whatsoever because the audio quality you get out of this is still absolutely amazing, as you guys will hear very, very soon. So the difference between this one and the MKE2 is that one has a slightly newer lavalier microphone that has a different pop filter. Yeah, the audio quality is a little bit better, but it's really not that noticeable. And the price difference is why I went for this one, because this one is definitely a lot cheaper. And mind you, this is not a cheap system whatsoever. I'm not saying you guys should go out and get this. I'm just showing you guys the audio gear that I use. So let's take a closer look at the transmitter and the receiver. These two guys are extremely small. And I want to talk about this because I've reviewed the Rode Filmmakers Kit before, and that is a great wireless lavalier system, but I'm not using that anymore. I actually returned mine because I just didn't find it that handy, and it just kind of felt like a pain to use a wireless lavalier system. But now that I am doing wedding videography, I'm doing interview-style professional video work, I do need one, and after doing all my research, I decided not to go back for the Filmmakers Kit, and this is why. Look how tiny this receiver is, and look how thin and small this transmitter is. Compared to the Rode Filmmakers Kit, those are about the same exact dimensions for the transmitter and the receiver, and they are about twice the size of this, twice the thickness. Granted, they are a lot lighter, but that's because the build quality isn't as good in my opinion. That's made out of plastic, whereas this right here, a lot of the parts on it are actually metal, and this has some heft to it, but not to the point where it's gonna be too heavy. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I went for the AVX system, because of the size of it and how convenient it's gonna be. I have a Sony A7S2 mirrorless camera because I want to keep my rigs nice and small. My second camera is a Sony A6300, which is even smaller, so you get the picture. I want to go minimal, I want to go small. I don't want to deal with a bunch of bulk. And the Rode Filmmakers Kit, again, is great. I'm not hating on it. It's super convenient, easy to use. But the AVX system is just as easy to use, but a lot smaller, so I love that. If I were you, I would definitely pick up an extra battery pack for your transmitter, as well as an extra battery pack for your receiver, since, unlike the Rode Filmmakers Kit, you cannot use AA batteries with those. But again, that's why these are awesome, because they're so compact, and the reason why the Filmmaker Kit is slightly larger is because it has to accommodate for the battery compartment. So to go over a little bit more about how this system works, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you, and I'm filming on my A7S2, but I'm gonna grab my A6300 so I can put this system on it so you can see what it looks like. So first off, I take my receiver, I take my little accessory, I can put this in here, just like that, and then my little XLR adapter goes right in here. I'll line it up. and that's what it looks like. If I have an external recorder like the Zoom H1 that's nice and small, I can put that in my pocket, plug this in, this goes on my belt loop, and this just goes right there. Super easy. But if I want to take this off, now I have a little cold shoe mount. I can just stick this on top of my camera, plug this into it, and there we go, running and gunning, nice and easy. So this right here is my Sony A6300. All I do, put this on top of my hot shoe, lock it down. I can go ahead and plug this in, turn this guy on, and I'm literally ready to start recording. That's it. Look how small that is. I can get this out of the way by rotating it if I want to. I can push it down, I can push it all the way to the back. Very flexible system. I absolutely love this. And compared to the Rode Filmmakers Kit, that is a big chunky thing that's gonna be on top of my camera. And I've noticed that with certain lenses, even if I flip it backwards, it'll still be kind of in the way of my zoom ring or my focus ring. So that's a no-go for me. But with this guy, no issues. So what I love about this is that it can't be easier to use. You just gotta make sure you turn on your transmitter, turn on your receiver, you hit the little pair button on both of them, the lights will flash green, and then when it becomes solid green, you're paired, you're good to go. So on the body of the receiver, you can also check your audio levels. You have 4 different levels, so you can actually lower it from here. So if you're listening to it, you're checking for peaking. If it's a little bit too loud or if it's peaking a little bit, you can turn it down right here from the receiver rather than from your camera, which is very handy. Besides that, you're able to check battery levels on the units, and you can also mute your audio signal right from the transmitter. All right, so we've talked about what comes inside the box. We've talked a little bit about the transmitters, the receivers, and why I chose this system, but let's move on. So this whole video, you've heard me on the Rode VideoMic Pro, but let's go ahead and get this set up and switch over to the AVX system. All right, so what you're listening to now is the AVX system. This is the ME2 microphone. I have my transmitter pack right here. The receiver pack is on top of the A7S II going straight into the camera. You can see that I have it clipped right here. And I did this on purpose outside of my shirt so you can see it, but usually I'll probably hide it inside my shirt coming up to here, or if I'm wearing a button down, I'll clip it to the button down. And typically you wanna have it about thumb to pinky length apart from the bottom of your mouth to where you clip it, which as you can see, is about right. Mic check 1, 2. So this is an in-studio test of the Sennheiser AVX ME2 system. Hopefully you guys like the audio quality coming out of this, and we'll definitely go outside and do an outdoor test as well. All right, so we're currently outdoors, and I just want to give you a quick sound sample of what this sounded like outdoors, but also show you why sometimes using a wireless lavalier system is better than using a shotgun microphone like my Rode VideoMic Pro. So if I continue walking, you should be able to hear me just as well. I don't know how well my autofocus is gonna do, but you should be able to hear me just as well as if I was standing where I was. This thing has some crazy range on it, and that's the best part. I can even turn around, and you should still be able to hear me the same. It's a little bit more echoey in this hallway, but that's what's awesome about a wireless lavalier system. You don't have to be stuck right in front of the camera to get good audio. But let's see what my Rode VideoMic Pro sounds like when I put it on my camera outdoors. All right, so now I have my Rode VideoMic Pro hooked up, going straight into my A7S II. Hopefully you should be able to hear me pretty well. I'm about 2 feet away from my camera, and as I start going further away, just like the same test, you should be able to hear me a lot less clearly now, or a lot quieter at least. But hopefully that was enough of a sound comparison for you. You should be able to hear me a lot better now that I'm back up close. But if I turn around, you can't really hear me that well, or it sounds a lot different. And that's what's cool about having a wireless lavalier system. Now, just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and switch over to the onboard mic and see what that sounds like. Now you're listening to just the onboard mic on the A7S II, which really isn't that bad, at least at a close range, but let's just give you a quick sound comparison. Hopefully it doesn't sound as good, because then I would have wasted some money on that Rode VideoMic Pro. But hopefully this video helped you out a bit. Let's go ahead and jump back into the studio. So we're back in the studio now, and we're back on the Rode VideoMic Pro right on top of my camera, and hopefully you guys like the sound quality as well, because when we're in studio, this is gonna be the main source of audio for us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my review and comparison of the Sennheiser AVX ME2 system. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to drop a comment below, let me know what you think about this microphone, or tell me what microphone you guys are using right now. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name is Jerry Land with NOBA Tech, and to the next one and beyond.